but a 30-year-old disguising as a 13-year-old and made it through lunch.
Do you remember the movie 13 Going on 30? Well, this is the opposite of that. A 30-year-old mother actually posed as her own daughter and almost went through an entire day of school before anyone even noticed. She called it a social experiment, but the police begged to differ. I'm gonna get into all those details in just a moment, but first, if you could do us a big favor and tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin. A mother who has been identified as Casey Garcia was recently arrested in El Paso, Texas after she was caught posing as her 13-year-old daughter for what was almost a full day of school. Garcia documented her experience from getting dressed like her daughter to interacting with staff and students at the school. She wore a yellow Marvel hoodie, a black disposable mask, jeans, a backpack, and some high-top sneakers. What's mind-blowing was that that's all it took for her to go completely unnoticed throughout the entire day that she was in this school. Baffled when she doesn't get caught, Casey says to the camera, "Do I look like a 7th grader? No. Cool. Awesome." Further driving home the fact that no one is paying attention to her. As she ate her lunch, she reported that she had even been face to face with teachers and said that she was her daughter only for them to welcome her back. No one actually noticed that it wasn't her daughter until 7th class period, which is basically at the end of the school day. Not only did she come into contact with teachers, but apparently she had also spoken with the principal and the security guards at the front door. Before being caught at the end of the day, the only trouble that she had found herself in was when she had her phone out, adding, "The school was so concerned that my phone was out that they weren't even paying attention to who I was." Now, as I mentioned earlier, the mother's whole reason for doing this was a social experiment. She said that it was only about the safety of our children and prevention of another mass shooting. As of the end of May, there have been at least 225 mass shootings in the US in 2021 alone. In March, experts said that there would likely be an increase when students return to the classroom after that long period of remote learning. Although they promised that threat assessment training and stricter gun laws would prevent further tragedies. However, even if her intentions were good, Casey Garcia shouldn't have never done this. Now she faces charges of criminal trespassing and tampering with government records in connection with the incident, according to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. The video itself actually ends up with her being sent to the principal's office after a school official alerted authorities that an adult intruder had made their way into the school. Casey made it very easy for detectives as well, because all they had to do was review her social media posts, including the video that she posted to YouTube, and that was all the grounds that they required to show up at her home and arrest her. What's bizarre is what happened when she filmed the interaction that she had with the police.
Go ahead.
We're here because we're going to place you under arrest, ma'am.
Okay.
You do have a traffic warrant with us, ma'am?
A traffic warrant?
Yes, ma'am. You're going to be placed under arrest for traffic warrant, okay, ma'am?
Okay.
The police said that they had been sent to her home to arrest her because she had an outstanding traffic warrant. When she pressed them as to whether or not there was any other reason, i.e. the school video, both officers said that they had no knowledge of the video and that it was simply for the traffic warrant. This is actually the second time though that an adult has been accused of infiltrating a school. If you recall, we did a story not that long ago about a 28-year-old woman sneaking into a school as a student. Once inside, she began pressuring high schoolers into following her on Instagram. But in comparison, the first story is nothing compared to that weirdo who did it for more followers. That being said, both were absolutely inappropriate, and even though Casey was trying to make a good point, I guess, it could have been done in a better way. But we'd love to hear what you all think about this, so make sure to drop us a comment down below with your thoughts. And while you do that, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled "The Truth About Logan Paul." Sam J says, "People shouldn't be allowed to do stuff like this and be famous. Makes no sense." Trust me, Sam, it doesn't make any sense to me either. Amanda Eimer says, "Really shows how our standards have readjusted over the years and people have the nerve to call us sensitive." Yeah, people just really don't even understand what YouTube was like at that time and how we're trying to grow from that time. It was all just a learning experience. Michelle Horton says, "Essay is essay and no excuse no matter what or who." Couldn't agree more, Michelle. Cool Kid says, "Honestly, I don't even know how I should feel about Logan anymore. One second he isn't problematic, the next second he gets exposed or called out. I'm just saying, don't have false prophets, okay? Don't idolize these YouTubers for the words that they say or the content they put out, because you truly never know who they really are." Kids Crunches and Cooking says, "Those defending essay here because it was a different time is mind-blowing." It certainly is mind-blowing. Nobody ever should be defending essay in our comment sections. Please and thank you. Either way, guys, that has been today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube.